In our last two sessions, we discussed a man who wondered what he should do about a woman who expected him to pay for all the activities on their dates. I suggested some questions he might ask that would help him find out her opinion on the subject so he could gather information that would help him decide about the wisdom of continuing their relationship. Now, back to the writer of the letter. After you've asked her why she seems to expect you to pay for everything on your dates, there are a number of answers she might give. And remember, it's all useful information. First, she might explain that her behavior comes from family training or a cultural background, and she might express a willingness to accommodate your wishes. In that case, you've accomplished a lot. You've learned more about her, you've been honest in your relationship, and you've actually worked out a difference together. Second, you may discover that her behavior is related to family or culture, as we just discussed, but that she's absolutely unwilling to consider modifying her behavior. Don't get excited. This is just one issue, but file it away as a piece of information and note whether she gets stubborn and unreasonable about many other issues because of family training or cultural background. Then you have to decide whether you want to have a partner who will very likely be unreasonable for a lifetime about quite a number of issues that may be important to you. Third, you might discover that she's simply reluctant to talk about money, but that if you bring the subject up, she'll gladly participate in productive conversation about it. Again, you both win. Fourth, she might insist that her dates pay her way as an expression of their love for her. Now, this is a strong sign of someone who demands an exchange of imitation love. Do you want a relationship based on imitation love? Of course not. So at this point, should you give up the relationship? Maybe. But it would probably be wiser, again, just to file this particular preference away as a piece of information. Continue to share with her the truth about yourself in many other matters, as well as your preferences, and note her reactions. If she consistently prefers imitation love and getting and protecting behaviors, and she shows no indication that she's willing to learn another way of living, why would you want a relationship with such a person? Fifth, she may simply have been deferring to you in this matter. Note this, and notice whether she tends to have no opinion of her own about most things. Then you have to decide, again, whether you want a relationship with someone who consistently gives in to others in order to please them, which is a form of trading imitation love. Sixth, she may simply be selfish and stingy and unwilling to pay her way. Again, useful information. What do you do with all this information? We'll talk about that in our next session.